Hey guys, it is Friday, August 3rd. I'm in the car, as you can tell. So Norm has work today, but some different places that he's got to go. By the time he's done at those places and it's time for him to leave to go home, it's easier for us to take off from here than to try and come home and then leave. Wearing sunglasses again today because I'm realizing that I haven't been wearing makeup the last couple of days and my skin and face is not having a great week, I guess, because, you know, it's getting to be that time. But anyway, so I did a video to show you guys some of the stuff that we pack when we go on long road trips. Norm will be in this video at some point, but like I said, right now he's working. I just wanted to let you guys know that I am going to show you my food today, and but it's just pictures right now, so I kind of wanted to jump on and tell you what it was. So I did have the Oatmeal espresso, which is just 2 shots of espresso over ice in a venti cup, and then I put the muscle milk with that for 2 smart points. This is just the regular muscle milk, knockout chocolate. But if you get the light or the 100 calorie, I think it is, I don't really remember. Apparently it's only 1 smart port. Sorry, I'm fixing the air conditioning. Hot flashes. So I'm starting to think that either the muscle milk or the Oatmeal espresso is causing stomach issues for me. Every time I have one of these, I feel nauseous. It goes away. It's not like I'm getting sick or anything, but for about a good hour afterwards, I feel nauseous. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to drink one of the muscle milks by itself to see if that makes me sick. Like maybe blended. I don't know. But I think that it's too much protein for me. I don't even know if you can have too much protein. But anyway, I also wanted to tell you, if you watched my video about things that I take on the road, I also, when we go on the road, I always have Quest bars. I've got 3 different kinds this time. This one's actually been in the car for a while, so it's probably melted in like 3 forms. But the reason I take those is because a lot of times we will stop at like Starbucks or a coffee shop, and Norm will get like a Danish or something like that, and I can eat that and be just as satisfied. Also in the car, I keep a Mio. This is my favorite kind of Mio. It's blueberry lemonade, and I don't know if you can see it. And I absolutely hate when you can't find this in certain stores, and we've been in certain places around the country where you can't find them. So I tend to leave this in the car just so I have it. I have bottles of water. Here's the cooler I packed earlier. You can see in the back there. And I will have Mio if I need it. Also, kind of just something I take when we travel all the time are car socks. I'm actually playing in Norm's glove box right now. These are all the things I keep in the glove box. Like, this is my glove box. It's my side. And car socks. I always have car socks. I have a tendency to travel barefoot, and I have shoes. I have 2 different kinds of shoes actually sitting on the floor. I've got flip-flops and tennis shoes depending on when we get out, but I always have car socks because my feet will get cold while we're driving, so I'll put them on. So funny story, not really, but so Norm's actually into one of the places that he's got to go today because he's a salesman, so he goes different places, and as soon as he walked in, I realized I have to pee, like really bad. So I'm kind of making this video to pass the time so that, you know, because there's nothing around here. Like, I was looking around, like, is there a place I could walk to like go to the bathroom? But I'm kind of afraid he'll come out and I won't be in the car and he'll like freak out. But you know, it's fine. I got really good at holding it when I was a kid. I know you're not supposed to do that, and I don't do it very often, but I'm doing it right now. So the other thing that I thought was kind of funny, this is kind of just randomness today. I'm trying to do the healthy habits, 100 healthy habits for 100 days. Some of the things haven't worked out for me quite yet, just because there are things that don't work for me on a regular basis. One of them, I thought today was going to be that way, because today's is use a candle and a placemat when you eat. So I do have a candle that I keep in the car. I know that's really weird, but I will sometimes light this candle and put it in the cup holder when we are traveling for like long distances. This one is maple sticky buns, and it smells so good. And I thought, well, I can take that if we have if we end up eating in the car. I'll take that out and I'll put a napkin down and we'll call it a placemat. So I don't know, just a little funny aside that I'm kind of doing today. Trying to think what else you need to know about us traveling in this car. We have our handy dandy map. Believe it or not, Norm still uses a map. Yes, I use the GPS, and yes, I'm the navigator, but he keeps a map, and I'll tell you why. A lot of times when we go through places like Pennsylvania and West Virginia, the GPS will cut out, and he has the map, so we can pull over if we have to and figure out, you know, where we're going. We do have if you've seen our videos before, you've seen this guy, our little Albin guy. It doesn't really matter that he says Albin. We just got it from a trade show he was doing one time. And I set him up, like, jokingly. We were driving and I was bored and I was playing with some of the stuff that was in the car, and I like set it up on the dashboard, and I said something like, he wants to travel too. And now anytime we go like traveling, he goes up on the dashboard. So those are the kind of the weird, goofy stuff that we do. What else? Anything else? Oh, Norm stopped and got some beef jerky. He likes this teriyaki beef jerky. The points aren't that bad on here. It's for like 1 ounce, but there's like 3 servings in here. The funny thing about this though is originally he had gotten this gigantic package, and then he realized the huge package was like $13.99. It smells really good. But I have no intention of eating that. So which means I totally will. Oh, so this is what, like total hormone brain right now. Perimenopausal right here. Okay. 2 things I want to talk about that. Number 1, I'm so tired of people telling me I'm too young to be perimenopausal. I'm 44 years old, not too young. Number 2, I have several people in my life who don't believe that perimenopausal is even a thing. But I'm going through all the symptoms. So, one of them is, you know, loss of memory and loss of like keeping on track when you're trying to talk. And also, if you remember, if you've been watching me long enough, you know that last year in April, I had a stroke. Not this past April, but the April before. I had a stroke. So, I still sometimes have some short-term memory. Like, I'll look at something and I'll be like, that's and it's like fork. And I'm like, airplane, you know. So that takes a while to come back if it comes back at all. Plus, you know, I'm 44, so I've got a little bit of what my mom used to call sometimers. Anyway, so I wanted to tell you a little bit about my breakfast this morning. So I'm probably going to do a cook with me about this, just because it was so doggone easy and so good. So I took an apple that I got from Trader Joe's, a big, nice, crispy apple. I used one of those metal round corers where you just go to like that, it cuts it, you know, and cores it, which I love. Got it from my mother-in-law. And then I used the Pampered Chef chopper, also got from my mother-in-law. And I chopped it up into pieces that looked a lot like oatmeal. I put it in a bowl. I added some cinnamon and nutmeg and basically pumpkin pie spices. And then I added a little bit of sugar-free syrup, and I mean a very little bit, like a tablespoon. I don't even think it was a tablespoon. Maybe 2 teaspoons. I don't even know. But it wasn't very much. And it was sugar-free syrup, and it was one of those sugar-free syrups. It's called Vermont, where I don't care how far you go up to like a cup, and it's still 0 points. And I didn't have I mean, a tablespoon would be like the max I had, and I know I didn't have a tablespoon. So anyway, I took the chopped up apples, like oatmeal size. I took the pumpkin pie spices, nutmeg, cinnamon, clove, like whatever it is you like. No sugar though. And then I put a little bit of the sugar-free syrup on top, mixed it all up, made it kind of brown, put it in the microwave. I want to say maybe like 2 minutes. Because it was on 3 minutes from the night before when I had done popcorn, and I just hit start, and I think I stopped it at like a minute left. So, and then it was real hot and real, like, but it was still chunky. So it felt like eating oatmeal, but it tasted like apple pie. So it felt like I was eating like a cinnamon apple oatmeal. I'm sure I needed some protein with that, which I think is why I went ahead and had the muscle milk. So my thought was that was 0 points across the board. My thought was do that with maybe an egg and it would still be 0 points and I'd get the protein. I've seen where people put egg in their oatmeal. I don't think I'd want to do that because this is, like I said, it's apple. There's literally no oatmeal in this. So I call it faux oatmeal. But I got the idea from watching Cat on Point. I didn't watch a cook with me video or anything that she did. She just said, this is some oatmeal that's made out of apples. I think she had some carrot in hers too. So I thought about maybe next time doing that. But I started thinking about all the flavors I can add with apple. I really love the cinnamon apple that I had today. I thought about putting that in a cup and taking that to work with me. My Fitbit's telling me to walk. Yeah, I wish. I'd be walking to a bathroom right now. But anyway, I thought about taking that to work with me with some cinnamon and like in the winter time. But also I thought about adding some, PB2 for like 1 point and some banana to that. Or some PB2 and a little bit of, like the baker's chocolate. What is that called? You know what I mean? The chocolate, like you get the Hershey's chocolate in the pack that you bake with, but it's powder, baking powder, cocoa powder. Thank you. See? Anyway, so like some chocolate banana in the apple. So no oatmeal. So it would still be like, if I use the PB2, it would be 1 point. If I did just the one I did today, it was 0 points. And then adding, you know, if I added the PB2, I don't know why my phone is doing this weird going in and out thing. But if I did the PB2, that would be my protein. If I keep the apple cinnamon one, I could have a hard-boiled egg with it and still be at 0 points. PB2 would be at 1 point. Guys, it was so good. If you like apple flavored oatmeal. So if like apple cinnamon is one of your favorite oatmeal flavors, try this because there's no oatmeal. None. And I really wanted a 0 point breakfast this morning because I wanted to keep my points really low today because traveling, I never know where we're going to stop. I never know what we're going to do. And I have a tendency when we're traveling to say I'm going to get a salad when we stop at Applebee's or whatever it is we stop. And go in there and smell the french fries. And I get a salad, but then I get french fries too. I've been really good the last couple days though. Haven't had any french fries, because you guys know that's like my weakness. With it being that time of month though, it could happen. So, like I said, this was going to be a little bit chit-chatty. I also wanted to tell you that today being Friday morning was my weigh-in. I am exactly the same as I was last week. I haven't gained, I haven't lost. Now, I will say this. On Monday, I was up like 4 pounds. And then yesterday I was still up 2, and this morning I was back to where I was last Friday. So, I'm 170.8, I think, or 170.9, something like that. I really wanted to be in the 160s somewhere over the summer and really kind of maintain that. But, you know, at 170, I'm okay. I'm fine with that. I am going to go back to really hitting kind of the weight loss part of this pretty hard. I think it'll be easier. It was easier this week because I was at home. So I was able to, you know, kind of pick what I was going to eat. The biggest problem is I eat breakfast and then I eat lunch. And sometimes what happens is Norm comes home from work early. And when I say early, I mean like 3. And then wants to eat immediately because by 7:30 he's in bed. And that's because he's very tired still from recovering from this surgery and working all day. He ends up coming home and going right to bed. So when he comes home and wants to eat, I feel like I've just eaten. And then by, I don't know, like 7 or 8 o'clock, I'm hungry again. And I'm eating like popcorn or a snack or whatever. So, but I have been doing a lot better with that. We still have a tendency to eat out for dinner. So I've been keeping my points pretty low. I didn't show you my Trader Joe's haul, but pretty much you've seen everything I've got from Trader Joe's because I've been eating it the last couple days. Tell me about the Trader Joe's in your guys' area. So I love Trader Joe's, but the people who shop in our Trader Joe's have a tendency to be very unaware of other people being around them. They're like very self-absorbed, and you know, I don't know, like, so Norm hates being in there because sometimes the people, and I don't mean the people who work there, because the people who work there are delightful. They really are. Like, I really like them. But the people who shop there, they're so self-absorbed to the point of being downright rude. And at first I thought, okay, this was a one-time thing. We went on a Saturday. It was crowded. It's a small store. People were being, you know, trying to get in and out. We went the other day on like a Tuesday afternoon, and it was just as bad. So, you know, when I go to Trader Joe's, I have to have like list in hand and know what I'm going in to get, or I just can't go. The other thing I've gotten that you guys haven't seen yet is I did get some chili lime burgers, chili lime chicken burgers, and I got some chicken cilantro wontons, which you guys already knew because I get them all the time. And I got some of the riced cauliflower fried rice. So, and that's like a point for like 2 cups. So I like to do a point of that, like 2 cups of that, and then like 7 chicken cilantro wontons, and that's like whole thing is like 3 points. And that I do that for lunch a lot, and I'm planning on doing that when I go back to work for lunch too. So now I have like my oatmeal rolling around my head, some eggs rolling around my head for breakfast, and then my lunch kind of planned out for the first couple weeks of going back to work. I can eat those chicken cilantro wontons every day. So I'm happy with that. Going back to work won't be till August 23rd. I do have like 4 days of training I have to go to next week, all day. But I do get paid for that, so I'm happy with that. And I don't know what the lunch situation and breakfast situation is going to be there, but this year I won't have a classroom, so I'll be able to kind of eat my breakfast and lunch like I want to. Otherwise, in the past, my kids' cultural arts, gym, music, all of those have always been in the morning. So I eat breakfast then, and then I'd eat lunch, you know, at the kids' scheduled time for lunch. And the reason is because I can't eat breakfast really early in the morning. Like, I've tried eating before I leave, but I leave the house at like 6:15, 6:30, and I've tried eating breakfast then, and it's just terrible. I just can't do it. I get nauseous. So that's a lot of rambling. I just went on like chasing squirrels here. So anyway, we are on the way to Kentucky today. We're going to go to Red River Gorge. We're going to go to the Daniel Boone National Forest, which is kind of cool because Norm used to pretend he was Daniel Boone when he was a kid. Shh, don't tell him I told you that. So that's our plan. That's what we're going to do today. This video will probably be long because I'm sure when he gets in, he's going to want to say a couple of words. But in the meantime, I am going to go back to watching some YouTube stuff and trying really hard to not wiggle in my seat because I still got to go to the bathroom. A lot of information there, right? Anyway, I'll check back in with you guys on our trip and let you know what cool stuff we saw. There's my dinner. It's a 6-ounce sirloin and broccoli, and I had a salad. There's Norm's. What is that? What's it called?
It's called a ribeye.
No, but it was like a big, weird name. Outlaw ribeye or something.
Outlaw ribeye.
Outlaw ribeye.
It's 18 ounces.
18 ounces. By the way, so, I'm going to tell you a trick that Norm and I learned. If you get a Diet Coke and you put in a drop like, how much would you say, like a capful of root beer, regular root beer or diet even, and put that in your Diet Coke, it makes the whole Diet Coke taste like root beer.
Sure as hell does.
So, just a tip.